Tally ho, Panzer people, and welcome to Aviassembly, a game all about building planes, which we all know that I'm really good at. So if you've never seen this game before, it's sort of like Kerbal Space Program, Sprocket, that sort of thing, where you kind of mash parts together and see what happens. And the gist of it is you're kind of building a simple plane. Something kind of along the lines of, well, this. You know, when you have simple shape like this, kinda, and you can kinda squeeze it down to make it sort of tapered a little bit. You know, something like that. Can have little wings on it and a tail. And that's sort of your basic plane. You can even throw some wheels on it. And there you go, that's a working aircraft in this game. And of course then you can take it out and fly it. Take off and use WAS and D to control the plane. And it is a good looking plane that we've got here. Little small, but it'll do the job, right? But no, this is not what I want to do. So we're gonna go back to the base. And the first thing I'm gonna do is take all of this and throw it in the bin. So we have a budget here of 650 coins to work with. So that's sort of how we have to start. We only have one cockpit to use. And I thought, well, that design that we had, it's fine, it works, but it's sort of boring. I want to do something a little different. Just a little bit different. Just to see how it would turn out. So I'm it's starting to look very conventional, of course. That's how it's starting off anyway. But I was thinking, what if I put the wings up here? And then I thought about, what if we stuck the engine on this instead? And what if we, I don't know, flipped it around? Now it's looking a lot more interesting. Now, of course, it needs landing gear. I'm not really sure where we're going to put it. I can put it under the wings, but then they don't really touch the ground, so that doesn't work. And also, we could have a second set of wings, but we are running out of money at this point, and I do kind of need to get the rest of it together. So we're going to get rid of these wings for now. I'm going to put these on. So we've got ourselves sort of a flying barrel now. Nose gear all the way at the front. And put a little tail wheel at the back. I mean, it's sort of like a soapbox car, like a Red Bull soapbox derby car, but now of course we can also paint this thing as well. We can make it nice and red. Yeah, so it looks like a red barrel, actually. It looks like a red barrel, which is definitely gonna bode well for us. Definitely, I see no way that that can go wrong. Right, well now we've got that all sorted out, let's see if it flies. Front wheel lower than rear wheel. Well, it's clearly not. That is an issue. We are facing backwards. I don't think that's going to work, and it hasn't. So what went wrong here? Oh, look at that. We have to invert it. Yes, we have to invert. We also don't have any way of, like, rudder steering. So let's try... Oh, let's add a mustache to it. Let's do this. So it's got canards like that, and they work as rudders, you know? That could work. Let's try this. See, that was the issue. We are facing the wrong way. All right, let's go. And we are airborne. See? People doubt me when I come up with these sorts of ideas, but look at this. It works. It absolutely works. We are draining fuel horrifically fast right now, though. So that could be a problem. We're also quite fast. There's actually very little drag on this plane, which is surprising, considering what it is. This is very fast. Oh, land. Oh, we're fine. We're not on our side. Well, we're not on our wheels anymore, but it's okay. Can deliver 2 small batteries to keep the hospital running. Yeah, I think given the interestingness of my designs, keeping a hospital running might be a good thing. All right, we've picked up medicine. We're gonna take it to the wind turbines, I guess. All right, let's go. Oh, I guess we're taking off this way then. Off we go. We do have yaw control, barely. Like, I think those things actually are doing yaw control. We didn't refuel the plane, but I guess we didn't really need to because we're already here. This is a very, very fast plane. I'm quite surprised at this. I wasn't expecting it to be fast. But then again, I painted it like a red rocket, so you never know. Maybe thrust is its main thing. Bird flew into the wind turbine, of course. Can we deliver 2 medicine? Yes. We delivered 1. There we go. Oh, we got money. We get money. Oh, so we're not just delivering things for fun. I thought we were just sort of like a mad person that just flies around taking things to different places. I guess, yeah, we're actually doing this for a reason. All right, off we go. All right, hard turn. Oh, hang on. We're kind of pitching up quite a lot. Oh, roll over. I'm quite surprised at this little wooden propeller. And this engine, I mean, it's very powerful. This is surprisingly good. All right, bring it down. Yeah, we do have an issue landing at any sort of reasonable speed. Oh, we got scrap? What is scrap for? Use more batteries to keep the place going. 2 big batteries, 4 small batteries. Right. We can upgrade the plane, so let's go and do that. Oh, hang on. Something's happening. Oh no, the antenna fell down. Well, there goes the 5G and the Wi-Fi. I mean, is the world really worth saving anymore then? To visit the weather station and find out what's going on. Okay, well first, I am going to go back to base. And we are going to do research. So this is what we use the scrap for. We can upgrade our engine. We unlock more parts with this. We can get a small fuel tank. That would be nice. Some better landing gear maybe would be a good idea. We can also get a small balloon and an air brake parachute. I think a balloon. I don't know why I think that might be a useful thing. I think we're also going to get the upgraded fuel tank. And let's go and edit the plane. See if we can afford any of these parts on our current plane. I don't know if we can. We may not be able to. Aha! Small balloon. Let's get... oh, the balloon. We can only afford 1. Oh, we can put it here. Hang on, let me turn the mirroring off. We can put it here, right in front here. I think that's useful. That's very useful. I'm not sure how, but it'll be useful. The fuel tank, we can't afford that yet. But what I was thinking we might be able to do is we can make this sort of longer, and that'll give us a little bit more like storage space. We can do that. We can fit more cargo if we do this. So that goes up to 5. Now, do I want to make that more streamlined? I think I do. And we're going to move the tail wheel back, actually. Now, I know you guys probably think I'm messing around here, but I'm really thinking this through. You know, just making sure that everything's kind of aerodynamically sound. Like, obviously this works. Like, look at the drag points. See that? Our wheels are making a lot of drag there, but the rest of it's not. The balloon, look, it's so aerodynamic, that balloon. The center of gravity is bang on as well, right in the middle. You see, you guys, if you're sitting there doubting me right now, well, just know that you're wrong. Okay? All right, we've got to deliver some batteries. We've got 1 more medicine to bring to the wind turbine. So let's do that first. So we'll go over to that. Gonna take off. Now I should point out, I know that the balloon gives extra lift. And look, we took off so gently, I didn't even realize we were already airborne. See, that's what you want. That's what you absolutely need in a plane, is just that lift and buoyancy that pulls you gently up to a high angle of attack where you kind of stall. That's exactly what you need. And look, that buoyancy, by the way, might actually help us with one particular problem we've been having. It didn't that time, but I was hoping it would actually help with cushioning our landings a little bit, but maybe that's just me being an incompetent pilot. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe this is actually the way you're supposed to play this game. Who knows? All right, slow down. Now, I don't know what our speed is. Like, it's... We top out at, I think, like 130. I don't know 130 what. If it's kilometers an hour, that's incredibly fast. All right, 29 coins. There we go. Earthquake destroyed 2 of the wind turbines. Right. He also go injured. Well, why would you go injured? Can you get 3 medicines and 2 tools? Wow, okay. That's asking a lot, I'm gonna say. It's asking a lot. Now, they still need the 4 small batteries there. Can I actually take the batteries? Oh, I can take 3. All right, we'll refuel. We'll go back to the hospital. Away! Because this will give us enough money to buy even more stuff for our plane. Although we need scrap. And I'm not 100% sure about where we're going to get more of that from. But at this point, I would really like some extra fuel tanks. Because I think that really will help us. All right, slow it down. It's just like War Thunder all over again. Bloody trees. It's always the trees. Oh, we're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. Slow it down. We're floating. We're floating. There we go. 24 coins. We only need 1 small battery. Oh, boy, this is going to take a while. I keep forgetting to hit the refuel button. Whoa. Okay. Yo. Whoa. We're okay. There we go. 100 coins. All right, let's get back to base. Now, still no more scrap, unfortunately, but we can edit our plane again. And I'm thinking, I don't know, the extra buoyancy from our balloon here might not be necessary. It just might not be. And the reason is, as I'm thinking is, if we put this strut on, okay, and we put the engine on top of the strut, Now it's up higher. You see that? It's up way high. What if we did that and extended the fuselage, so now we have even more room for cargo? But then I was thinking, we have these long wings for a reason, right? We could put a small fuel tank on. That would actually give us quite a little bit more range. Or I can do this. So we have the extra fuselage on the sides as sort of like a baggage compartment. So that gets us up to 47 cargo capacity and still gives us enough space for the fuel tank. See, look at that. In fact, we'll put the fuel tank in an easily accessible location. Right inside, right here. So when we're sitting in there, we can refill it very easily. It makes it easier to fill. I mean, that's how gravity works. But, you know, just in case we, you know, so we don't miss it, we'll make it pink. Have you ever seen a more fantastic looking plane? Up we go. Come on, take off. There we go. So we need a little bit of a ski jump. We are having some minor weight issues. And my plane is also a little bit heavy too. So the engine might be a bit of a problem. Also our saddlebags, which I've decided to call them that, they might be making quite a bit of drag. So none of these things are good things. And it does mean that we may need longer runways. All right, let's go. Take off. I gotta watch out for these trees here. Come on. Up we go. Come on. Take off. Go, 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 go. We are almost airborne. In my mind. Right. I'm willing to admit that we may need 1 or 2 adjustments. All right. So this is the new arrangement. I guess the saddlebags were an issue. So we're going with this. I see no way that this can go wrong. Other than I put the engine on backwards again. All right. That's more like it. Onwards. I also did the smart thing of moving the wheels slightly backwards. I think it was affecting the lift-off capability of the plane somewhat. In fact, they might still be a little too far forward, but we're going with it. It's working. I can only imagine what the world would look like if this is how the first planes were actually designed. But then again, I realize that it's probably not far off. Ooh, take off, take off, take off. Come on. Oh, we're stalling a little bit. But it's okay. Now we're gaining speed. I didn't give myself enough runway. That was the issue. Definitely not enough runway. All right, slow down. Gentle. Ooh, not gentle. Not gentle. Where? Okay. All right, now we've got a very long flight to do. So over here at the wind turbines, I need tools, and that's all the way up here at the lumber camp. I've got to go all the way up there. So I'm thinking, what if I went up to the weather station and then across to the lumber camp? That seems like a distance we can probably do, especially now that we have that fuel tank. The only trouble is I'm going to have to turn the plane around. It's going to use a little bit of fuel. I'm just going to have to turn the plane around because we need a long takeoff run and we definitely don't want to be facing the wrong way. All right, turn. Oh, okay, turn this way. No, turn the other way. Okay, well, turning's not our strong suit. It's flying, which actually isn't our strong suit either. You know what? We're still figuring out our strong suits. It's the dawn of flight. Nobody knows how to fly. All right, just gonna bypass the wind turbines. You know, I'll give them a little, little morale booster. Just do a little low pass over there. There we go. Gotta watch out for them birds as well. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, we get free scrap. So you can find scrap around in the world. Oh, okay. All right, let's land at the weather station. Easy. Not easy. It's okay. Wibbly wobbly. Wibbly wobbly. There we go. Deliver materials. Wait, what do they need? They need lumber and wood logs. Well, we can get that at the lumber camp, but I don't know if we can carry any of that stuff. That might be sort of a we'll figure it out later on type deal. All right, let's go. So lumber camp, I think, is this one over here, isn't it? So why don't we just take off in that direction? Right, that makes sense. Let's just go that way. Oh, this is... Well, if it is a lumber camp, it's the nicest lumber camp I've seen in ages. Well, let's see what this is all about. Oh, actually, hang on. We might not see what it's about. Ooh, skimming the sand. We're fine. Oh, between the trees. Between the trees. Make it, make it, make it, make it. And landing. And after landing like that, I better go and see if they have a clothier around. Or a tailor, because I need some new pants. So apparently this is Maplewood. Small town with its own airport. Very interesting. And they need stuff. They need batteries, medicine, and fruit. Oh, there's a farm up here we can get fruit from. Okay. So there's plenty to do. This is sort of side questing sort of things. Oh, can we take off? Can we take off? Up, 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 up. Go, 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 go. Ooh, just made it. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. It's okay. We're okay. Ooh, there's scrap down there. Oh, we can go and unlock new stuff. I love to unlock new stuff. All right, let's just land here. If we can get some tools, we'll have money to actually buy the stuff we unlocked. So they need batteries. How much are tools? Oh, we don't have enough to take 2 sets of tools. All right, well, how much does 1 set get us? Oh, 150. I'm just gonna risk it. Let's take off this way. Come on. Onwards and upwards. There we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stay out of the water. Ooh, altitude. Altitude. Warning. All right, I'm assuming that that mark down there is the wind turbines where we gotta go and collect the big batteries. So I'm thinking I'll just fly this way and we should get there. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to land here. Yeah, we need fuel. Even with the little extended range fuel tank, this is not quite enough fuel. But I'm starting to notice that we're at the limits of our engine power as well. This is proving a little difficult. Honestly, we're a little top heavy. Heavens knows why. Alright, wind turbines. I've got some tools for you. Ooh. Oh, that was a rough landing. Or, if you're Ryanair, a Tuesday. Alright, let's head back to our base. It's upgrading time. So we got some research to do. We can get the bigger engine, but I feel like that's gonna cost more money. Also, electricity generation is a thing I hadn't even thought about. We could get some new wings. I think new wings might be nice. External fuel tank. We've got some new cockpits as well. Let's go and get this one. We'll unlock this one. And, ooh, we can get steel wheels, or this one. I think we're gonna go with the kind of fancy looking one. I have no idea what it is, but I think it's time to retire our plane. So we've got 887 coins in total. And we've got a brand new cockpit. Look at that. It's like, I think it's a glider. I think this is a glider cockpit. I also think it might be smaller. Yeah, cargo of 10. Oh, cargo of 10. Yeah, they're all cargo of 10. This one has a cargo of 20, though. But yeah, I think we could do that. We can do that and sort of stretch it out a little bit. Make it kind of a longish plane. It kind of looks like a snake right now. And then we'll put another one on there. And then we're just going to shrink that all the way down. In fact, actually, I'm going to style this a little bit. I'm going to drag that upwards. There we go. Look at that. See, aerodynamics. Stretch it out some more, maybe. So that's already 40 cargo capacity. If I stretch it out some more. Yeah, it's a very long plane, but quite appropriate for a glider. Have you ever seen gliders in real life? They are very, very long. And they also have very sort of like very, very thin and like very brittle looking wings. I think what I'm basically making here is a Sidewinder missile, though, if I'm honest. Thing is, we only have this little wooden engine. So I think we're going to have to be a little bit creative in how we make this. So I'm going to just detach that for the time being. Actually, just going to shrink that down a little bit because I want to add another fuselage piece here. And then one more here. And then we'll rejoin that. And there's a reason I'm doing this, by the way. There always is. There's always a reason I'm doing this. Is I want to make it kind of square at this point. Maybe I didn't need to do it that way. Hang on. Give me a second here. Let me fix this. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add the fuel tanks on as well. We got fuel tanks. We need wings. Can't forget about those. I think I might have overdone the length of the body, if I'm honest. So we're going to get rid of all of that. And yeah, the size of the engine is a bit of a problem, you see. So we can go with the sort of 2 propellers. We just don't have the money for that unless I take some of the fuel out, which could be a problem. I guess we don't really need the extra fuel, but then extra engines might mean that we do need fuel. Either way, we're going to do this properly. There we go. And then just a little strut in between. I think that is completely unnecessary. No, we don't need struts. We look fancy enough without it. Right, and that should be about right to put our engine on. That should give us enough clearance there. There we go. Now all we need is some control surfaces. Yeah, actually we don't even need the rudder. We can just do what we were doing before. We'll just have like the V shape. Oh, you know, actually, We're gonna be a little bit, we're gonna break with tradition a little bit. We're gonna have inverted V's. Yeah, I don't know why people don't do this. No idea. It doesn't make sense to me. Why can't you have an inverted V like that? Like, all these things, it just doesn't make sense to me why you can't do that. Like, clearly, you can do it. The game lets you do it. So we're gonna find out. Why wouldn't a rudder work at the front? All right, rear wheels, we're just gonna put them on the ends of that, there. And of course we'll need to rotate them around so that they face the correct way. Should probably make it snap angle. There we go. In fact, actually, I might need to move this back. I feel like I'm overthinking a lot of this, but then our center of gravity is very far back, so maybe about there. Yeah, that looks good. Honestly, this looks like a working plane, so let's take it for a spin. Oh, wait, hang on. Fix engine. There we go. Well, let's see if we can take off at least. It wants to get into the air. Look at that! Oh, it controls beautifully. It can gain speed at this angle? Seriously? Now, I think our... oh, we only have 48 capacity. That is a little bit of a problem. Oh, let's slow it right down. Slow it right down. Ooh. We're airborne again. This is fine. We can reverse our way back down the runway. Fairly confident nobody's coming. All right, let's refuel. We gotta load a bunch of medicine. We can only load 3. And I think we need to take it to Maplewood. There we go. We're probably gonna need some small batteries too, but we can get that on the next trip. There, you see that rudder up front is working. We have your control. So yeah, if you're from Lockheed Martin or Boeing or even Airbus, you might want to look into it. Rudder at the front of the plane. Put it on the nose of the plane. You know, make the plane look more interesting. All right, we're gonna grab tools as well, and then we need batteries. So I think we might actually just hop over to the wind turbines. Oh no, because we need the tools for that anyway. You know what, I'll just do the small batteries. Oh, take off, take off. There we go. We just have so much lift, it's crazy. I think I could actually just throttle it back a little bit and just fly like this. Yeah, we use a lot less fuel. And I mean, we're still flying at a decent speed. Incoming battery delivery. Give me money. 34 coins. Fine. Guess it'll have to do. Let's probably go and grab those tools, though. Oh, it's a short strip on the lumberyard. I will tell you, like, that's a small strip there. All right, we got ourselves quite a lot of coins now. Now, lumber and wood logs are a lot heavier, so I don't think we're ever going to really take that. I haven't visited the farm yet, so that might be something to do next. But we got to fly all the way back to, well, back to the turbines now to get those tools over there. I've been noticing also there's these other things like desert and snow that have come up a couple of times now. I'm wondering if we fly in that direction, are we just going to appear on a different map? Oh, this is dangerous. We're running low on fuel. Okay, I need to slow way down, try to conserve some of that fuel. Oh, we're almost out. Oh no, we're running out of fuel. And we're out. Make it, don't hit the tree. Okay, there we go. We're almost there. Land it. There we go. Okay, so now we've refueled. We're still on our way to the wind turbine, but we can make this distance at full throttle. So that's all right. So with the extra fuel tank, we can actually make quite a bit more range. Like, we can basically fly the whole island at that point, I think. I mean, one way, we'll have to refuel on the way back, but still. It's not a small distance is what I'm saying. It just feels like it is. Because this plane is alarmingly a lot faster and more aerodynamic than I thought it was gonna be. And touchdown. So we got the tools there. 98 coins. That's a lot of money. And we've got 15 scrap. That brings us up to 20. Well, now we definitely need to get some upgrades. So first thing, we can look at getting another engine. I think would be nice, but I think we also want to get some wings. I think that's a good idea. Get some newer wings. A new rear wheel, maybe? These light wheels would be great. Retractable wheels. Oh, that's another thing that we can unlock. There's quite a lot here. I think we're gonna get this one, but I would like the engine as well. There's so much to think about. All right, we're gonna get the rear wheel. I think that's a good idea. And then we're just gonna have to wait for everything else. All right, starting from scratch. So cockpit, I think we're gonna stick with the glider. I think that's a good idea. It's a good starting point. Definitely want more fuselage this time. But I'm thinking of trying something different with the fuselage. You know, like something like, kind of like that, you know, and just sort of stretch it alongside. Maybe even make it a little smaller. And that sort of like gives us a little bit more cargo space without making it really long. There we go. That's looking really futuristic. Now we've got these new wings as well. Really like that. It probably would help if they were facing the correct way, I'm just saying. So we can probably like stick them underneath here. So I think that's where we're gonna have to put this sort of thing on. And then like put struts out. Because I want to stick the engines on. We're going to go with 2 engines now. So we definitely need it to be mounted in a kind of a useful way. Obviously mounting them so that they're pusher props. I think that seems to be helping quite a bit. Making them pushers. If the game wants to cooperate, there we go. Now, of course, we got ourselves some tail wings. Now, I could mount them the correct way. Like the right way around, but I don't know, I'm getting used to doing it this way now. Obviously, I'll just flip them around like so, and then we'll kind of adjust them a little bit. So we've got like, sort of like that. I think that looks really good. Still got fairly decent amount of money to play around with. We've got 100 coins. I can't put the fuel tank on though if I do that. It's the only downside. I can put these wheels on though. I don't have enough money to do that. I can put 1 wheel on. Would 1 wheel be enough? Would it be enough? Oh, that's a good question, actually. I think it might actually be. You know, I'm gonna try it. I'm going to try it. And you know, this time I'm gonna also paint it. We're gonna paint this sort of a, I don't know, orange. Orange seems like a fun color. Yeah, it doesn't resemble anything in particular this time around. In its sort of pointy, fleshy shape. With bulbous appendages. But let's see. It says it's unstable. Oh. What's it doing? Why is the camera like that? Oh. Oh, I see. We have a slight problem here. So I might have inverted one of the engines, but not the other one. And it's causing it to have issues. Alright, maybe. Maybe now. There we go. Right. So we've got that. There's a roll, and yaw is non-existent. And we have 59 cargo capacity. So before I embark on any quests so far, I need to get 2 big batteries and deliver them to the hospital. So let's go and do that. All right, take off. Oh, that fuel is draining extremely fast. Yeah, we're gonna need a fuel tank. But the plane is also incredibly fast. All right, let's slow right down. Slow right down. Ooh, we need some air brakes. We actually need air brakes. Okay. But our glide is very, very nice. See, the game has no faith in me. The game says it's going to be unstable, and it's just not. It's fine. Look at this. It's a beautiful salmon pink and definitely not flesh-colored tube flying through the sky. Oh, the shortest landing ever. Right, we've got 1 big battery, and that's going to the hospital, so we just need to do this trip 1 more time. Which is fine, because this is the maximum range of our plane right now. Ooh, okay, so cargo adds weight, and it does affect your flying ability somewhat. So, we're already running out of fuel. This is a problem when we don't have fuel. So I think the issue are the wheels. I think this is just not sufficient for what we need. It's not really fit for purpose. Yes, I'm blaming the tools and part of the plane. It is clearly not the inherent design flaw or anything like that. I mean, it's ludicrous to say that it is. But at the same time, I think this needs to go down. In fact, it probably needs to go down a little bit more so that I can put the bike wheels back on. Because I think these are working just fine for us. Yeah, center of gravity is a little bit far back, so actually I might need to move this somewhat closer to that, just underneath there. Yeah, there we go. And while we're doing that, since we have the money to do so, I'm going to put a fuel tank on. Maybe not 2 fuel tanks, but definitely at least 1. So that should give us slightly more fuel capacity. I mean, that's what a fuel tank is supposed to do. But also, easier takeoffs. We can now do it at a much lower speed. Alright, I'm gonna try to make it all the way to the wind turbines. Let's try it. Although I will say, it doesn't feel that much faster than the very first plane I built. I feel like that was just as fast, even with just one engine. So there's definitely something going on with the drag here. And that needs to be sorted out. But otherwise, this is actually all right. Yeah, so we have an issue with wheel strength as well. That's going on as well. Yeah, wheel load too heavy. So long as we can make this delivery, we should be able to afford better wheels, is my thinking. Ooh, that's nice. 153 coins. Are we gonna get scrap for it? Yeah. So I think this is now the time where we either need better wings or better engines, or potentially better landing gear. Like we could get this one. This is a load limit of 15. But that will take all 15 scrap. I think we need the engine. I think that's a good idea. Oh, we can get the better cockpit as well. That has 20 cargo capacity. Or the upgraded steel wheels. I don't know. I think, yeah, we're just going to do that. So this cockpit here costs 150. But, oh, it's a nice little bubble canopy looking thing. So, I mean, with this, you can kind of build something that's a bit more conventional. You know, just kind of slap it together. Something that kind of looks like, you know, like this. Maybe add a little kind of fuselage ending to it or something like that. Well, you can make something like this with these sort of conventional wings. Have it look pretty normal. We don't want any of those things. You know, I think that's silly. It's far too simple. Let's get a fuselage piece and we're gonna do this and make it sort of long. And then instead, I'm gonna put the control surfaces at the front. We're gonna make it kind of like a canard. All right, so this is what I've come up with. It's kind of like part rocket ship, part, I don't know, float plane. But obviously we can't really do float planes. So this is kind of, I mean, they're pontoons at the bottom of the plane, but they don't really work. I'm also putting the fuel tanks on top of them, which should give us quite a lot of range. I would like to put just these sort of little tail wheels on the back. Oh, I guess that's the front. It is a little bit confusing with the layout. This could work in both directions, frankly. It really, really could. In fact, why don't we just make it do that? Yeah, actually, why not make it do that? So let me just adjust this so it's not so crazy angled. Like something like that. Oh, and actually make it face the correct way. Would be a good start. But also, this would be the first time we actually have a plane with the engine at the front. And I know that that's kind of a weird thing to say when you're this far into a game, but yeah, it's not come up yet, frankly. All right, let's just check where our center of gravity is, because we definitely want to make sure we get that right. I do hope, though, that these little wheels actually have the load limit, because I think it's a load limit of 6, which is not that much. So it might not actually be a good idea. In fact, actually, then in that case, we might need to use this bigger wheel, which has a load limit of 12. Gotta kind of put that in a good spot there. But we still want that fuel tank, so I guess we're just gonna have to go with one fuel tank for now. I don't know if this engine, what its fuel consumption is. It does say it goes up by 1, but it gives us a lot more thrust, so maybe we'll have the endurance for it. Now, I'm gonna give it a nice sort of blue paint job, I think. A little bit of yellow thrown in there. Kind of like that. I've just noticed, and it's a good thing I noticed this now, the wings are facing backwards. So that was a problem, but it's fixed now. We're okay. It is sitting a little low, though, at the front. It's almost like it's a little bit front heavy, or the landing gear is not long enough. Let me fix that. All right, that seems to be a little bit more level, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. Right, where are we off to? Lumberjacks need medicine. All right, let's do it. We've got 83 cargo capacity, so we got plenty. All right, let's see this new engine at work. Come on, take off. It doesn't want to lift off. It doesn't want to go. Yeah, something is definitely not right with this design, and I can't quite tell what. All right, I've put the tail wheels all the way at the back now, so hopefully that fixes it. That's not what I intended to do. Trying to grab these wheels and maybe kind of do that with them. I don't know. I'm honestly just guessing at this point, so your guess is as good as mine. Unless, of course, your guess turns out worse than mine, and then I don't really know what we can do about that. Although maybe a single wheel might actually work a little better. I'm not really sure. Either way, it just seems like maybe we need 2 wheels at the front, but we don't have enough money for that, unless I delete the fuel tank. Although this just seems like a universally bad idea, honestly. All right, to the skies, hopefully. Oh, that fuel is draining fast. Yes, it is. But how are we doing for drag, at least? It could be better. We're definitely not that fast. So that isn't great. I think we were doing better on the 2 engines. Although, to be fair, that would mean we had a thrust total of 4. So that kind of makes sense. Alright, we gotta collect medicine. How much medicine do we need? Right, 5 is what we need. And we're going all the way to the lumber camp. So there's a real test of endurance to see if we can even make it there. Up we go. So rotate at 75. I still don't know what units the speeder is in. I'm going to assume that it's miles per hour and not kilometers an hour. Because if you have a plane that can take off at 75 kilometers an hour, that is impressive. Actually, oh yeah, we're gonna have to land. We are definitely gonna have to land. Ooh boy. Down we go. Yeah, fuel drain is an issue. Still not sure if the increase in thrust is actually worth it. Because they need 5 medicine. I just delivered 2 to this airport here without really intending to. I wish you could choose to deliver them. It shouldn't be automatic. But it's fine. We will make do. It's okay. Question is, where the heck am I going? Ooh, this is coming in way fast. Stop, 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 stop. Oh, we're out of fuel. We're out of fuel. We delivered it though. Wait, so did we get paid? I think we did. Oh yes, so we can fix the problem now. And the problem is lack of fuel. That's the real problem. So we can fix that now. Can slightly embed the fuel tank in there, and that actually might help to reduce drag somewhat. I feel like that's cheating a little bit, but hey, the fuel tank is completely inside the plane now. So, good to know that you can actually do that, though. But yeah, I've identified the possible problem with our rotation issues, and that is the gear being too far forward. So I think if they are just in front of the center of gravity, they're okay. Again, I could be completely wrong about that. But when they're too far forward, it's just really hard to rotate the plane, I guess. Well, it says the wheels are too close to the center of gravity now, though. What if I move them forward slightly? Oh, there we go. That's better. So they're not all the way forward anymore, but let's try that. All right, the fuel's still draining really fast, though. Do you know what this looks like, though? This looks like a canoe or like one of those inflatable boats that's attached to a hang glider. Like, that's what this looks like. It doesn't look like a plane. From the front, maybe. But yeah, from most other angles, it just looks like a hang glider on a canoe. Ooh, that feels a lot faster. Not gonna lie, that feels faster. Alright, I think we should be able to take off. We've got plenty of thrust to do it. Onwards. I think we should be able to make it to the lumberyard in one go. I'm just sort of reducing my speed a little bit here. Yeah, for the most part, if we kind of point straight, we start sinking. So it looks like we're kind of heavy. I'm starting to wonder what would happen if we hit one of those birds. Test how realistic the game actually is. Ooh, starting to get low on fuel. Alright, let's reduce our throttle some more. So yeah, we gotta come in a little bit slow for this one, because yeah, the runway just... Maybe it's just me, but it feels like it's significantly shorter than the rest. Alright, cut throttle. Glide in. Yeah, there you go, little bumper boat. 122 coins. Sick worker also needs food. Fruits? Where are we gonna get fruits from? Hey? Oh, from there. Okay, well that seems simple enough. That's really, really close. No problems doing that. Overall though, this plane is actually pretty decent. Where's the runway on this? Oh, there it is. Ooh, okay, that's, ooh. Hang on, hang on, hang on. There we go. I had to make a little bit of a sharp turn, but we're fine. 3 tools from the lumber camp you need. Okay. Oh, we can do something really good here. Okay, what's this? Why is there a clock next to it? So we need to collect fruit. How many fruit do we need? 5 fruit. Can we do that? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we can do 4. Oh, there's a time limit. Okay, go, 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 go. Go, go, go. Take off. Mind the trees. Ooh. All right, there we go. Turn. Oh, we've almost used half the time. What kind of fruits are these? Like, is this like a green banana situation? You know, like when you get a green banana at the supermarket and it's like, it takes forever to ripen. And then the moment it turns yellow, it's like for like 3 minutes and then it's overripe. It's like that. It's like, that's the sort of fruit I'm picturing in my mind. All right, we're gonna have to expedite this landing. Come on, just get down there. Get down there. Quick, take it. Take the fruit. Take my fruits. Only need one more fruit. Yeah, that was well worth the trip, actually. That was a lot of money. Okay, wait, they need tools as well, don't they? We need 3. We need 3 tools. Oh, we can carry all of that? This plane is actually so, like, I don't want to say, you know, like, oh, I'm doing really good at designing planes, because that was never the intention. I genuinely thought I'd be really bad at this. Like, I know roughly what a plane's supposed to look like, sure, but that doesn't mean I know how to build one from scratch. I mean, I know roughly the order of everything, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be any good. And this has just turned out way better than I expected. Alright, down we go. We even got some scrap out of that. Alright, I gotta pick up some more fruit, but I want to turn the plane around before I do that. Otherwise, we could have some problems. Yeah, turning around is kind of a faff, to put it lightly. Right, refuel. And we're gonna take that fruit and go, 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 go. All right, here we go. And over the water. Oh, pull up. Turn. A little bit more throttle. Get to the runway. There we go. 114 coins. All right, let's see what we can pick up now. We've got external fuel tanks that carry a lot more fuel. Presumably they're going to weigh a lot more too. What about engines? What do we have for engines? We can get small jet engines, but that needs a thing that I don't have yet. Small propeller engine, we don't have that yet either. There's quite a lot of engines. And I've just noticed there's also a few more wings up here too. There's quite a lot to this game, honestly. Quite a bit. Right, I think we can get the steel wheels here and the upgraded tail wing, actually. I'm not going to go crazy on it. I'm not going to rebuild the whole plane, but I am going to swap some of these parts out just to upgrade them to the new stuff that we've got. I think it's a good idea. What's that tail wing look like? Ooh, it's like that. Oh, that is quite nice. I like that. All right, let's just snap that 45 degrees, and then we'll snap that down some more. And I actually give it slightly more angle, just so that we have that little bit more lift and rudder control. I think is what we've been lacking. Now, I'm actually going to swap these wheels out. They've worked okay, but I think we need some proper landing gear. So I'm just going to put these regular steel wheels on. They kind of look a little funky, but they'll work for what we need. Actually, now look at it again, they kind of suit the plane a lot better than what I've been doing. Let's just color them up nicely. No, we can't apparently. Okay, disappointing. I'm also going to make this a little more aerodynamic, I think, because yeah, this has been sort of oddly shaped for a little bit. All right, since we're here, I can also do this. We can get some more fuel tanks, which will prove useful because there is something I do want to do. And I did say I wasn't going to go crazy with it, but we have the funding to do it. So I want to, and that is, I want to stick one more engine on here. Yeah, so this is going to be sort of like a Dornier 335. You know, it's a engine in the front, engine in the back. Got to give it enough clearance so it doesn't clip our tail wheel. You know, the usual stuff. The last thing you want is, you know, an engine clipping your tail wheel when you're taking off. It's just not, you know, it's not the nicest thing. It's a little bit embarrassing, you know? Let's paint that up properly as well. There we go, yellow. How's our center of gravity? Actually, that's not too bad. That does look pretty good. I might have to move the wheels back a little bit. I say that looks all right. It actually does look like it was meant to be there. I may even want to adjust these a little more. This is the sort of thing I could spend all day doing, in case you're wondering. I could actually spend all day doing this, but I just want to know what will happen. All right, so apparently this is too heavy for the wheels. And they've already given up. All right, it seems to be holding up now. All right, let's see how this does. It is veering to one side already, and I'm wondering if there might be some torque from the double engines. Although they are rotating in opposite directions, so this shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, the 4 fuel tanks, definitely pretty good. All right, we're heading over to the wind turbine to go and grab some batteries. And we're getting there not just fast, but with fuel to spare. This is impressive. Alright, calm down. There we go. Stop. Wheel load too heavy. That is a bit of a problem. Maybe we just landed too hard. You know? Maybe that's fine. It's just, yeah, maybe we're just overthinking it. That's what's going on. Alright, we need batteries. So we got 2 big batteries to the farm. Right, let's do that. Refuel, load, big batteries. Oh, we can only take 1. Oh, and it's too heavy for the wheels. Oh, that's a problem. You can come only so far. You know, as a wise man once said, we tried so hard, we got so far, but in the end, it didn't really matter. And I don't think he was talking about landing gear strength, but somehow it feels appropriate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Aviassembly. I didn't expect to enjoy this one this much. When I first played the demo of it, I thought it was a very bare bones game, and it's got a lot more going for it than I thought. And I love the games like this. So if you want to see more, let me know down in the comments. Is there a design idea or something you want me to try? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.